The wait is over. March Madness is officially here. He's Joe Musso. I'm Crystal Rich. Just like high-low action in hoops, we saw some highs and lows on the first day of the first four.
Yeah, very fair to say there. Mismatches and madness all on display during day one of the first four. We begin with blue blood. You know, Carolina blue that had everybody up in arms. Justified or not, Tar Heels announcing their arrival in grand fashion. So let's dance. North Carolina and San Diego State going up in the first four. Winner gets a Friday evening date with Ole Miss. Tar Heels in unfamiliar territory, their first ever first four appearance, and many saying the resume shouldn't even got them there. Then this, mid-first half, Jalen Withers, corner three, pots on simmer. Tar Heels already up 12, ensuing San Diego State possession, a giveaway, hoop at the other end, Seth Trimble. Simmer turns to Boyle, minute later. Elliot Cadeau finds Ben Allen Lubin, slams it home. Minute later, a roaring Boyle. Inside, hard layup falls. Trimble, Tar Heels up 21, all part of a 22-3 run, dismantling one of the top-rated defensive units in the sport. Final seconds of the half, RJ Davis, heat check, still hot. Carolina looking like they belong. Tar Heels up 24 at half. 47 points, the most allowed in the first half this season by San Diego State. Mid-second half, Davis still good. Tar Heels up 28. Davis not done later in the half. A 37-point game. Even 40 sounds better. Davis finishes with a game-high 26, a perfect 6 of 6 from three-point range. The Tar Heels keep on dancing. 95-68 is your final. 95 points, 31 more than San Diego State's season average against. Wow. So for all that was said, put it to sleep. The Heels are here. They set a school record for most made threes in an NCAA tournament game with 14.
No, I don't think it was a weight on us to try to get into the NCAA tournament. My communication with them is to always focus on us. It's not the noise on the outside in terms of comments and critics, and focusing on our preparation, our practice, and our play. And I consistently send that message in a number of different ways because that's the only thing that we have control over. And so why waste time doing anything else? And this group has been one of the best at staying connected and staying the course through windy and turbulent times, and also, you know, clear sky days as well. And it doesn't surprise me that they played one of their better games today. It's been a real focused group, and you can just, over the last 2 months, it's just their commitment to team is just continuing to grow. I talked earlier in the year about how quiet this team was, and the voices. The volume of the voices is exactly where it needs to be, whether it's in the huddle, on the bus, on the floor. Just a real connected group right now.
All you need is a chance, just an opportunity. North Carolina was given one, and man, did they take advantage. 95-68, they win their first four matchup against San Diego State University, going away. RJ Davis leading the way with 26 points, a perfect 6 of 6 from three-point range, aiding a side that shot 58% from long range. North Carolina shot at 52% from the floor. One of the top defensive teams in the country dismantled by the Tar Heels, who are moving on to play Ole Miss. Back in studio, Joe Musso alongside CBS Sports college hoops analyst Adam Finkelstein. Adam, you just said it off camera. I don't know if I had that, and I don't know if I had that on my bingo card. This was not just a win, but there was an urgency in the way that North Carolina sort of picked apart San Diego State, specifically in that first half. What stood out to you most?
That they played 40 minutes. I mean, credit where credit is due. They put it together, and they did not let their foot off the gas. And I said it at halftime, like, this is a team that has not played for 40 minutes very consistently, but they did it tonight. And that took a lot of I think that took a lot of discipline, quite honestly, because when you're up this much, there's a natural inclination to start to look ahead, to start to think to 48 hours from now, but they did not. They were in the moment. And candidly, this is the North Carolina team everybody was expecting back in November. But it is a new season right now, and the Tar Heel program that was promised, hey, that's what we saw for the last 40 minutes.
And for the last 40 hours, we've been hearing a lot about how North Carolina didn't belong because of their quad one, because of the Ken Palm, because of other things that pointed towards maybe it was West Virginia and not the brand named here in North Carolina. I think Ole Miss might be the biggest loser here as they now have to face a very hot North Carolina team. We'll get to that matchup in a moment, but San Diego State really didn't show for this one. You look at the offensive numbers, and it's sort of a picture of who they've been throughout this year. Defensively, to allow 95 points to, I don't care who the opponent is, if you're one of the top-rated defensive units in the country, what at that end of the court lacked tonight?
The part that I am most surprised about, because I picked North Carolina 2 hours ago. I did not think it would go anything like this. I thought, even at halftime, I said, Brian Dutcher coach team, they are going to come back and they are going to fight to the bitter end. There was no fight. There was no comeback. This was just a 40-minute smacking. And that, to me, is the biggest surprise. This looked like a San Diego State team that was just happy to be here, that was just happy to say they got into the tournament. And that, to me, is super surprising. Like you said, an elite defensive team throughout the course of the season, the #1 shot-blocking team in college basketball per the analytic models at Ken Palm. And yet there was just a total lack of fight tonight. And this is a program that is known for their grit, their toughness, their physicality.
Yeah.
And that was nowhere to be found.
You never want to point at a team, especially at this point in the season, and say it lacked effort, but it certainly lacked effort early, which led to some bad body language, which led to a lopsided result here. I know we heard a lot, again, out of North Carolina, and, oh, we didn't listen to it, we didn't watch it, we don't hear it.
Oh, they watched it.
Vindication, in some sense or another here, maybe not internal, but external. Is this a statement to the masses that,
yeah.
Oh, we belong?
Oh, yeah. I think, again, take it into consideration. We hadn't seen them play 40. So what changed? What changed? They suddenly wake up, or did they suddenly have something to rally around? And I'll tell you what, Hubert Davis, he's a gentleman. When he says he didn't watch it, he didn't listen to it, I believe him. Now, he didn't say his players didn't listen to it. He didn't say his assistants didn't listen to it. And this is a team that looked like they had something to prove. And honestly, it's one of the first times all season long that we have seen them click like that. And I said it before, I'll say it again. This is who we expected them to be. They had the pieces from day one. The pieces just didn't seem to fit. And when R.J. Davis is playing like he did tonight, like one of the best guards in the country, which is what we expected him to be coming into the season, they are a brand new team.
Yeah, R.J. Davis, the last semblance of that team that went to a Final Four some years back. Also, pieces on this team of a group that went to the Sweet 16 a year ago. There is a pedigree there, and that pedigree came to the forefront here in the first four. We now look forward to UNC, Ole Miss. Again, Ole Miss is a team that flaws have been pointed out on this air. Shout out to our guy Tim Doyle, who's really going hard on X right now. They're coming for him on X right now.
Yeah, I mean, on behalf of CBS Sports HQ, I'd like to apologize to the state of Mississippi and just say that one of us here thinks you have a shot in 48 hours.
Put me down for 2.
Yeah, I mean, got a shot. Yeah, well, listen, I mean, Chris Beard's boys come to play.
Yeah.
Every day, you're talking about 6 players who score in double figures. They get after you defensively. They turn you over. And now this is a North Carolina team that does fatigue become an issue. Clearly, momentum's going to be a factor. But we'll see.
Yeah, some travel in between. When you picture these two teams on a court together, it's hard to picture the night of perfection that we got here from the floor from UNC, but moving it in the right direction, taking on a team that will have more rest on their side, as you said. What do you think might be the discerning factor between these two entities in Ole Miss and UNC?
I think let's go back to tonight. 5 minutes into this game, North Carolina was throwing the ball all over the gym like we'd seen so many times, and they finally started to take care of the basketball, and that's when this game turned. That was a key tonight. It is going to be a key against Ole Miss as well. If you want to characterize the Ole Miss defense, you would talk about making plays. They force steals, they block shots, But one of the things but they're foul prone and they tend to give up a lot of threes. So it is a high risk, high reward defensive system. Put it all together, it's very good. It's top 25 in the country, but it provides opportunities if you can take care of the basketball. North Carolina has got to take care of the basketball. That has been a subplot for the last month of their season, and it's never going to be more important than it will be against Ole Miss.
That is your 11-6 in the South, and there's a new blue blood making their way to the big bracket as UNC makes a statement here on Tuesday night. All right, here's a look at that bracket, the South region specific. Ole Miss, North Carolina, we are set. And how about that? The Tar Heels, Adam, going off as a 1.5-point favorite here, early look line with the total coming in at 153.5.
When did Doyle start making lines?
Shout out to our guy, Timmy D. He is not moving Ole Miss over. He said, as broadly as this, whoever wins the North Carolina-San Diego State matchup, I'm moving them over. Didn't even need to see a winner. Well, once you see this, you also look at a North Carolina team that's got a chance to make some noise here in the big bracket. More coming here post-game on CBS Sports HQ. Straight ahead, Hubert Davis said he didn't hear it, wasn't listening. Well, we'll listen in post-game. Comments coming next.